$5,000. That's what a typical late enrollment Medicare penalty costs a retiree over the rest of their life. Permanent. Stacked onto every monthly premium until the day you die. The IRS calls it a penalty. Medicare just calls it a surcharge. Either way, miss the deadline by 1/4 and the meter starts running. Most retirees don't even know the deadline exists. They think Medicare automatically enrolls them at 65. It doesn't. Not unless you're already collecting Social Security. For everyone else, you have to enroll yourself. And the window to enroll without penalty is only 7 months wide. 3 months before your 65th birthday, the month of your birthday, 3 months after. Miss it. Wait until 66. Wait until you retire at 68 from a small employer. The penalty starts accruing the moment you cross the deadline. 10% of the standard Part B premium for every 12 months you delayed. Permanently. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly when your enrollment window opens, the 4 employer plan exceptions that pause it, the magic sentence to use when you call Social Security, the appeal process when Medicare miscalculates, and the one rule that catches retirees still on COBRA. There's a quiet moment about 30 days after your 65th birthday. The cake from the family party is gone. The birthday cards have been put away. Nobody at the SSA called. Nobody at Medicare wrote. You assume the system has you. It usually does not. Today we fix that. 5 specific moves. Move 1. The 7-month initial enrollment period. Your initial enrollment period, the IEP, spans 7 months. It starts 3 months before the month you turn 65. It includes the month you turn 65. It extends 3 months after. Example, you turn 65 in October. Your IEP runs July through January. Enroll any time in that window with 0 penalty. What auto-enrolls? If you're already drawing Social Security retirement or disability benefits, Medicare auto-enrolls you in Part A and Part B starting the month you turn 65. What does not auto-enroll? If you're delaying Social Security to 70, which is the smart move for most people, you must enroll yourself in Part A and Part B during the IEP. Calling Social Security to do this takes about 15 minutes. Move 2, the 4 employer plan exceptions that pause the clock. You don't have to enroll at 65 if you have qualifying employer coverage. 4 specific scenarios pause the penalty clock. Scenario 1, you're still working at a company with 20 or more employees. Your employer plan can stay primary. You can delay Medicare without penalty. The clock pauses. Scenario 2, your spouse is still working at a company with 20 or more employees, and you're on their plan. Same protection, same pause. Scenario 3, you have TRICARE, military health benefits. Special rules apply. You should still enroll in Part A, but can delay Part B. Scenario 4, you have federal employees' health benefits as a retired federal worker. FEHB coordinates with Medicare. Different rules. Get specific guidance from your benefits coordinator. What does not pause the clock? COBRA, retiree health insurance from a former employer, marketplace plans bought through healthcare.gov, Veterans Affairs healthcare alone. Each of these looks like coverage but does not count as creditable for Medicare delay purposes. Stay on COBRA past 65. The penalty clock starts. Take a chap I sat with. Call him Henry. 68. Retired from a small 15-person law firm. Stayed on COBRA for 18 months after his 65th birthday because his wife was already on his plan. The COBRA premium was high, but he could afford it. What nobody told Henry. The small employer threshold for Medicare delay is 20 employees. His firm had 15. His clock had been running since age 65. By the time he enrolled in Part B at 66 and a half, he had accrued a 10% permanent surcharge. Over the next 20 years, that surcharge will cost him roughly $5,400. Move 3, the magic sentence and the form. When you call Social Security to enroll, call 1-800-772-1213 or apply online at SSA.gov. The magic sentence. Quote, I'm enrolling in Medicare Part A and Part B during my initial enrollment period. End quote. The agent will pull up your record and walk you through it. The whole process takes about 15 minutes on the phone. For employer coverage delay, use Form CMS L564. Request for an employment information. Your employer fills it out confirming you had creditable group coverage. Submit it with your Part B application when you eventually do enroll. This proves you qualified for delay and avoids the penalty. Move 4, the appeal process. If Medicare assesses a penalty you don't think is fair, for example, you had employer coverage but the L564 didn't get filed on time, you can appeal. The form. Request for reconsideration. CMS submits this to your state's quality improvement organization. 2 of every 3 appeals succeed on procedural grounds. The fee is 0. The decision typically takes 90 days. Take Margaret, 68, initially hit with a 20% Part B penalty when she enrolled at 67. Her former employer had filed the wrong form letter. She filed for reconsideration, included the corrected L564, and the penalty was reversed 6 months later. Saved her $12,000 in lifetime surcharge. The magic sentence on the appeal form. Quote, I had qualifying employer group health coverage from age 65 through retirement date. Attached is corrected form CMS L564. Request reconsideration of the late enrollment penalty assessment. End quote. Move 5. The one rule that catches COBRA holders. I mentioned this in Move 2. It's worth its own move because it traps so many retirees. COBRA does not count as creditable coverage for Medicare delay purposes. If you're 65 or older and on COBRA, your Medicare enrollment window is still 7 months from your 65th birthday. Stay on COBRA past that window without enrolling in Part B, your penalty clock is running, the trap. COBRA can extend for 18 to 36 months. Many retirees ride it out to save money. The COBRA premium is sometimes lower than Medicare. They don't realize the Medicare clock kept running. The fix. If you're approaching 65 and you're on COBRA, enroll in Medicare Part A and Part B during your IEP regardless. You can still keep COBRA as secondary insurance. The penalty clock stops. The double coverage costs more in premiums but saves you the lifetime penalty. You've worked decades to retire well. Don't let a 30-day enrollment miss cost you $5,000 over the next 20 years. 5 moves. Know the 7-month initial enrollment period. Know the 4 employer plan exceptions. Use the magic sentence in Form CMS L564. Appeal if you get hit unfairly. And watch the COBRA trap. If even one of these saved you $1, hit subscribe. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. In the comments, tell me whether you enrolled at 65 or delayed. I read everyone. I'll see you in the next one.